As usual, this entire chat is streaming live on Facebook. And after our chat, you can go back to our Facebook page and watch it again. We have with us today Mr. Sylvester Oromoni.
Yes.
He's the father of Sylvester Jr. Omoroni, a GS2 student of Darwin College, Lekki, who lost his life last week. And the father is going to tell us what happened. Already the school issued a statement yesterday saying that, the young boy had just a mild illness and was allowed to go home. And they denied any wrongdoing on their premises. So the father is going to tell us exactly what happened. And feel free to send in questions which we will direct to him. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
Yes, fine, thank you. Let me first start by sympathizing with you and your family over this incident. People who send their children to school do so with the hope that their children will graduate and be able to do a lot with the degree that they've been given. Unfortunately, Sylvester's life has been cut short. Can you tell us exactly, can you narrate to us the events leading up to his death?
Thank you very much. Sylvester Romani Jr. was my last child. His birthday is tomorrow. He's going to be 12 years tomorrow. He was born on the 4th of December, 2009. True CS out of 11. And it was the last. And what happened was that I sent 4 of them to that school. The rest ones went to Benedict and other schools. But 4 of them, the one I sent to that school. The first one, God is great, finished 2 years back, is in Canada. Then the second one finished this last semester, this recent WAEC, this last section. She's the one sitting on my right, the same school. Then this one on my left, she's in SS1. And my son, Sylvester Romani Jr., was in SS2. It was not the 2 of them that were left in that school before this incident. Now, sometime October, before then, we've been experiencing so many things. If you give this boy 50,000 naira provision, it doesn't take him 1 week. But he will refuse to talk what is happening to his provision. His clothes, his shoes, any good thing that he has, money. So we now decided that we give the money to the house master, one Mr. Ahmed. Then this October month, after October, towards the end of October. They wanted to beat up our brother. What happened? So somebody told her that he said he saw a private part. The boy said no, that in the hostel, they asked him, have you seen your sister's private parts? Nakedness. He said no, they're my sisters, how can I see their nakedness? Then they started beating him, that unless he said, he should tell them he has seen their private part. That's the only way they will stop beating him. So he has to agree, yes, I've seen their nakedness. So one of these boys, what's his name? The Favor, is in the same class with you, the same set with this my daughter. Was it the one who informed you that your sister said, your brother said you have seen the private part?
Yes, it was the one that told me.
The same boy that threatened him to say, I have seen his sister's private, went to the sister. This was the number I said, you have seen your private part, your nakedness. That was why she wanted to beat her younger brother. So when the boy now explained, she left him. So when they came to the house during the meeting, they brought up this matter. I said, okay, my senior son who is in London now, Kenneth, his name is Kenneth. And I went to the school. called the school authorities and explained to them. According to them, they invited these boys. They even told us they suspended them, this same boy. So after the meet and greet, all of them went back to school. That was the first incident. But this one that happened last weekend. Last week. But we got the call on Monday. They called my wife on Monday. But I can't specifically say it happened on Saturday or Sunday. Because on Monday, it was a nurse from the sick bay that called. A nurse, not even the school authorities. Called that Sylvester Romani Jr. is sick, that is in the sick bay, that the parents should come and carry it. That Monday it was late. And my son, the kid, the one that is in London, was also in worry. Myself was in worry. Then the mother too, all of us were in worry. Then one of our boy, his friends, who asked him to go and carry the boy on Tuesday from the school. What happened? We now called the house master, Mr. Ahmed. He now said, Sylvester Romani Jr. said he fell while playing football. Yeah, are you sure? So when the boy went to the school to pick him that Tuesday, the boy said, this one is beyond form. That the whole body, if you even want to carry him, he couldn't move. If you want to carry him, anywhere he touch, he'll be shouting. And he will open his mouth, put his hand here. Then what happened? The mouth here started having sign of peeling. You know, like when fire burns somebody, immediately it will not peel to that red color, whatever. It will look dark first. Then finally it will now peel off. That was the beginning. So the boy now called my son, who is his friend, Kenneth. Said, this boy, body serious. The boy could not stand. The boy could not eat. The boy is shouting my mouth, my waist, my back, my chest, everywhere. It's okay. I'm now asking us to go to Lagos on Wednesday. So Kenneth now, he flew through Benin to Lagos. I went to Asaba. When he got to Lagos, got to the house, Kenneth now called me, my son called me. Said, Daddy, this case is beyond me staying because he's traveling to London that Saturday. I said, okay, don't worry, I'm coming. In the night, nobody will sleep. You have to carry him to toilet. If you want to wee, you carry him. Anything, then you will turn him. He'll be telling you, press here, press my chest, my throat. Some more will say, hey, my back, turn my leg. Wait, oh, carry the legs possible. He will be shouting every part of his body. What happened? He will tell you, I fall. He will not tell you exactly what happened. Fall. Your leg, the school said you have fracture in your leg. This fracture in your leg now turn to every part of your, including your mouth, inside your tongue, your throat. Okay. When I got to Lagos that Thursday, I asked my son, because he didn't sleep throughout the night. So go to your room and sleep. I will be with you. So I was the one carrying him throughout the night. Nobody sleep. Me too, I didn't sleep. So in the evening, I made some contact to get flight back to Warri with him that Friday. That was last week Friday. Flights everywhere is fully booked. Benin fully booked. Asaba fully booked. Warri fully booked. We now decided to take road. My son has a truck. Then me to have Tundra. I have my mobile to come from Warri to wait for us at Ijebode roundabout. So in the morning we moved through Ekpe and we met at the Ijebode roundabout. We now proceed to Warri. That was how I was petting him. He would sleep on my lap. So one time he would say, this side, turn this side. That was how we were doing till we got to Warri. But the road was very bad. That time they blocked Benin bypass. So we had to suffer miss road till finally get to Warri very late in the evening. So as I got to Warri, I now said for one of our uncle, you know how to massage. I said, let him check the leg. If there's anything like dislocation, since it's football, then touch the waist too. The man checked the boy. He said, there's something like dislocation. He said, but the laps, the ears too, everywhere is swollen. Then the chest, then this shoulder. Is it right shoulder? One of the shoulder.
Left shoulder.
Left shoulder. What is it?
The bone was not showing.
The bone, that one. One side the bone was showing. The other side the bone was not showing. It's swollen.
And sir, he did not tell you all through when he was going through this pain. He didn't tell you.
He didn't confess anything, my brother. He didn't, even that time, when he confessed that time that the harassment, the first one, he was crying. He said they will kill him. That,
he had told you before that they are
that they will beat him. They will beat him. So my son should take it easy. So, but my son refused. He went to the school. The school said they've taken care of everything. They're now moving from the, but they put that small boy and those big boys at the same hostel. The same room. How can they put SS1 boys and there's two boys, SS2 boys, SS1 boys, and there's 2 boys in the same room? See? So they're now moving from that room to another room where it's made according to the school authority. They did that. Eh? Yes. My daughter said they did that. So now on this fateful day, I came with him to worry. Yes. I called up my uncle to check. He said no dislocation. He said, but everywhere it's swollen. Everywhere, the rib side, and we were shouting his chest and his throat. But my brother, look at what I want to do. He will open his mouth. What happened to your throat? But that time, the mouth has started peeling. The mouth has started peeling. So we now call our family doctor to come and take blood sample. Because since he could not lie down and sleep, we carried him to the toilet. We decided to keep him at home. They bring doctor to be taking care of him at home. So the doctor came and took sample. He came with the result and said he was having malaria. But then his body was very hot. Then he started treating him malaria. He gave him first, because he has not been eating, he gave him a drip that will let him get appetite. That one, they don't mix that one at all. Just plain something. That's one. Then after, they now give him the fever drip. Then they still give him that other one to sustain so that he will not be hungry. That was
at that point, we didn't know that it was beating.
Even at that point, we never knew that he was beating, but he has not confessed. We never knew that he was even giving something to drink, but he has not confessed.
So at what point did he then reveal what happened to him?
So it was on Monday, between the hours of 11 and 12. That was when he started confessing. He told us that he didn't play ball. He didn't go to any field. That he was in his room with his mates, sleeping on his bed in the evening. But he didn't give us the time. But he said it was in the night. These boys walked into that hostel, the junior students hostel.
In the same hostel, just their room.
Okay, yes, the same hostel, eh?
Yes.
It's not their room, separate room.
Yes.
Okay, okay. They walked into their room, they put off the lights. He was lying on his bed. They started beating him. With belt. They beat him, then he fell from his bed. They started mashing with a leg. So that all these places that are paining him is as a result of those smash bruises. He said nobody, he did not play ball with anybody. Then at the end, they gave him something to drink. He did not know what they gave to him to drink. That was the confession of the boy.
Was he able to identify the boys that did this?
Yes, he said, because he said there were 5. He mentioned 3. He mentioned Benjamin Favor. He mentioned Aslem Temile.
Answer, what's the name?
Aslem Temile.
Okay.
Benjamin Favor. Then Kasamu Michael. Kasamu Michael.
Yes.
He mentioned those 3. So, but because the place was dark, the other ones, He was hearing their voice when they were beating him, but he could not get, he can't remember their names. Somebody were 5. Then, according to him, they said, they tell all the rest people, maybe whether they send them out or they gather them in one place, that we did not act. He said, if we not talk, we'll kill all of you. If they ask you, tell even the school people, say you were playing ball, say you fall. They threaten them. So the children say, hey, we will not talk, we will not talk. So up till this time, it's because of that threat that made him not to say this thing until that Monday. That's so as soon as they finish that, we now ask, okay, since it's bruises, let them take him to somewhere where they will carry out X-ray and scan. X-ray all over his body. And the one they did in Lagos, the other did in Lagos, because he could not stand up. Since he said it was a leg, they did from the front waist down to the leg. It wasn't the whole body. That was the first X-ray. And I think that is the X-ray the school is talking about. Because the boy said his leg. The school said his leg. The X-ray they did was just for that, from the waist here, front, not even back, the left side down. And the X-ray did not show any fracture.
Okay, let me ask you one question, sir. You said he has complained in the past.
Yes.
About this incident. He's in JS2, so I'm assuming that when he was in JS1, this matter had started. Did you report to the school authorities about this bullying?
JS1, no.
No, in GS1 we did. We did, but then in GS1, it wasn't anything about a beating. I was in the school, so it was like, it felt like some my set boys too, they were like protecting him in a way. And this Michael Kashamu, there was an incident with him. I don't know what happened, but the seniors tend to be very power drunken. So I don't exactly, it was in SS1 then, last session, now he's in SS2. So I don't really remember the incident, but I'm pretty sure it was a very minor incident because he is a junior. He wasn't rude to his senior. He wasn't rude or anything. He's the kind of person that, he will even want to kiss up to his senior so they would like him. So they won't be mean to him. You understand? Because, okay, yes, they know his sister, they know his brother. So during the incident, when my set mate boys heard, they were on 3rd floor because they keep the SS3s and I think some of the SS2s on 3rd floor. So all of my set boys went downstairs and took him. And the next day they came to school and they came to tell me, Amira, see, we took your brother, don't worry, nothing happened to him. We took care of your brother. They almost beat him, but we took care of him. So I don't know if it's that feeling of, okay, they've protected you too much. Let's wait for your sister to go. Let's see what happens. So it's like every little thing he does is like they put their eye on him to make sure they do something to him. Because in GS1, the incidents we had were the provisions and his things getting stolen. Even the first week he started school, his things finished. And my mom went to Lagos to visit him because he's her last born. He just entered secondary school. She was in Lagos. She wanted to see him before she traveled back to Delta. So when he told her that, my things were stolen, so she felt like he was being careless. She felt he was being very careless about his things. So she scolded him, but then they replaced the things. So from there, another incident about the provisions came again. So that's when he kept him with Mr. Ahmed. So they've been keeping him with Mr. Ahmed for a year now with his money and everything. So none of the things have been, so if any minor incident with his setmates should come up or anything, he always used to report to me. I was the one that they called when this event happened in October, when my sister called me to complain that, see what her friend told her, that my brother went to say that he saw me naked and all. And then I called Mr. Ahmed's phone to speak to him. And I started scolding him. He was quiet on the call. That's one thing I had to understand, that he was quiet on the call. And normally, if you do something like that proudly, there's a way you also try to defend yourself. So, but he didn't try to do any of that. He was quiet, like, okay, I seem to deserve this. You understand? So when he told me that they beat him up, my brother called me later and was scolding me because I just left the school. So he's like, how can you just leave and immediately there must be something wrong? And he was so that they were waiting. Is it that they were waiting for him for
The internet connection.
me to
Network is unstable.
don't worry, it's fine. It will. Okay, yes. So that's my brother was really angry, and also when my sister, I heard something about a suspension. I heard something about a suspension. So I said, okay, yes, they sorted everything out. Only for my sister to come today, and she's like, oh, that there was nothing like a suspension.
So it seems they were having some internet issues.
I'm not going to.
Okay, can you hear me very well?
Okay.
And I said that I'm not going to, and I kept on saying that I'm going to make sure that they suspend those boys because I know what it is. But after he has opened up, I know what they could do. So I was telling the house parents, I told her that no matter what it is, that I won't rest until they suspend him. And they asked me to write a statement about it. I wrote a statement about it, and they said they were going to ask my brother and Favor for their own statements. So after that, I think the matter died, and I just let it go. So moving on, when now I'm hearing from my dad that the school said that they suspended them the last time. It did not happen. They weren't suspended. I tried my best, and I tried several times, and people were trying to even say that why was I not forgiving him? Things like I was very bitter throughout. I said I would make sure that they were suspended.
Who were the boys that you wanted to get suspended?
Favor was the one asking the question. So yes, him. Favor Benjamin.
Okay. Since this incident happened now, what action has the school taken? Is it that these boys were suspended? Because I'm hearing now, we're seeing on social media, they said the boys have been, if they've left Nigeria, some of them have flown out of the country. I don't know. What are you hearing?
We will not know much about the boys' position now. The school explained the position of those boys. Because as soon as they finished the confession that Monday, my son in London got a call across to the principal of the school. He called the housemaster,
Mr. Ahmed.
Mr. Ahmed, the housemaster.
Yeah. What's the name of the principal? What's the name of the school principal?
Mrs. Adebisi Laiwola. Mrs. Adebisi Laiwola.
Okay, Mrs. Adebisi Laiwola. Okay.
Go on. My son in London, as soon as the boy finished that confession, mentioned those boys' names. He now placed a call across to the school. They called Ahmed. Ahmed was crying. He said, Ahmed, I want to see your face. I'm calling you on video call. Now, please talk to me on video call.
I saw that.
You saw that, eh?
I saw that part, and they didn't want to let me know what had happened. So they let me leave the place.
Oh, they allow you to leave the place?
Yes.
They don't want you to know that.
They didn't want me to know that
it's dead. Okay. So my son now asked Ahmed, who are those boys? He now mentioned the 3 names. I want to talk to them. Please, I want to interview them. They were the one that killed my brother. Then go and give the phone to the principal, please. Still on video call, Ahmed went and gave the phone to the principal. The phone was on video call when the principal sent for those 3 children. Then I interviewed them. The children said they did not beat, that they were told that he went to play football and he was injured. He was injured. So the same statement the school gave, it was the same statement those 3 boys gave. So, but while my brother, my son was talking to them, he screenshot.
Yes, he screenshotted.
He screenshotted their faces. That was how he was able to get the faces of those boys.
In that school, is there cultism in Darwin College? Or
not that.
How do things work in that school? Is it that are there checks for
you see, my brother, if there is cultism, cult boys did not come out in the daytime to display their whatever nonsense they are doing. Unless if they succeeded in initiating you are part of them. If you are not part of them, you will not know what they are doing. I think what they were doing to this my son, probably since the boy was in the same room with them, probably maybe they discovered that the boy saw them doing something. They wanted him to be part of them. Maybe the boy, I don't know what happened. But while the boy was confessing them, it did not mention that they wanted him to join Paul. It did not mention that to us. What he said was they beat him up and they gave him something to drink. And they told them, and even the people in that room, that if you people talk, we'll kill all of them. When they ask you, tell them Sly was playing football, that he injured while playing football with you people.
Have you now reported the matter formally to the police? And
we have submitted a petition. We have submitted a petition day before yesterday to the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. We reported to Area Command Warri first before we went to Lagos to submit the petition.
What are your demands now? What are the demands of the Oromoni family now?
The demand of the Oromoni family is justice. They should bring the killers, those who gave him that something to drink, those who beat him up. The people he mentioned their name, they should allow them to come out and say something. They should interrogate them. The school should come out and tell the family, tell Nigerians the true story of the death of my son. Because if you are playing football, football is not played alone. Those who played the football with him, there are those who were, like as he confessed, he was in the room. Those who were in the room with him, the other people that were in the school, the house masters, and even if they are playing football, that's what you get. There must be somebody that is there, either house master, security, or whatever.
Football injury cannot affect the other party.
You see? So they should tell us. Because my brother, until this boy gave up, because the school did not call us one day. The only day they called us was on Monday, and it was a nurse. It was a nurse.
They called on Monday the class teacher.
The class teacher called.
Okay.
The class teacher called to find out.
Not the school.
Not the school.
The home teacher just randomly called.
Because they usually check up when
they check up on the boy. Okay. They said it's class teacher. Apart from the nurse who called the mommy to come and pick up the boy, that the class teacher.
It's just one class teacher.
Just one.
Not even SS1. His old class teacher, who is very close to him, is just one. It's just two.
Has any autopsy been conducted yet to even determine the exact cause of death? The
one we are doing now, the police. The police contacted the police in the area command, contacted, I think, police doctor, the pathology, I don't know. I think they carried out the autopsy yesterday. I think the result will come out that. We were made to understand that they discovered something in his stomach.
They discovered something in his stomach?
A liquid.
Okay.
Yes, liquid, a black liquid. They use syringe to draw it according to them, but they are not spoken to them.
Since your internet is unstable, your internet connection.
But they said that one will be carried out by.
Probably the network.
Okay, it's back now. It's back now. You said they discovered something in his stomach.
Yes, according to the person who was carrying out the autopsy, the people that were with the man, they said they had some other things they discovered. There is this dark liquid, small water, standing in part of the tummy. I don't know because I can't go and face that one. I didn't go. So they use syringe, syringe they use in removing blood to draw it. But according to him, that one will not be carried out by him, that his police in Lagos or Abuja that will carry out that test. That is the name they call that to know the chemical, that particular content that was inside the system.
You said when your son was in JS1, at some point he complained about bullying. Did you ever think that it was time to withdraw him from that school? From that one?
Of course, I said it as a father, but because this my daughter this way, she was a senior student. She had senior boys that always taking care of him. This one then was in a JSS 3. She was in JSS 3. So I wanted to pull it out and this one. But they said, no, the school said they will take care of all these things. So they advised that no, they will not do anything. And our provisions that they take, they will not beat him. If they beat him, he will complain. School authorities will not take it lightly. They were their students. He's their younger one. So, and 3 of them are together.
I know it's something very painful for the family. You said tomorrow would have been his 12th birthday.
Yes.
How is tomorrow going to be for you, your own last born, who you would have thought will be present to celebrate his 12th birthday? How is his absence affecting you now personally as a father?
Yeah, I've asked the mother to bring one of his pictures. But when he was in primary school, he always talked of, I want to be pilot. So when the school was doing some activities, they will ask them to wear, if you want to be doctor, you wear doctor uniform. Career day. So they wear pilot uniform. So I've asked them to bring.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Sorry, my brother. I've asked my wife to bring that picture. I think there's a last bed. I will do a cake. I'll put the picture and I will do his birthday.
It's okay.
Big heart, sir.
Okay.
It's okay.
What?
It's okay. No, don't cry. It's okay. Everything is fine. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Both of you should not cry. I don't like
the mom could not sleep. So they gave her drugs. So she's sleeping now. That's why she's not here with us. She's in the room. She's sleeping. Both of us BPs were very high. So we're on drugs.
It's okay.
Hope that you get the justice and closure that you deserve.
Yes, justice. That's what I want for my son.
We've been chatting with the Oromoni family over the loss of their son, Sylvester, a student of Darwin College, Lekki, who lost his life over alleged bullying, even though the school still claims that he had complications from playing football. The family is demanding justice, even as the police have now taken over the matter. We've been chatting. Oh, it's a sad experience. As I stated earlier on, this entire chat streamed live on Punch Facebook page. You can go back, visit, share, and like. If you have any information about this incident, you can also let the family know, or you can also inform the police, which have begun investigation into the matter. Thank you so much, sir, for how things are, but you still summon the courage to talk to us this afternoon.
No problem.
Pray that God will comfort you and your family.
Amen.
All right. Enjoy your day, sir.
Thank you.